Going to be a pincer onto the B site to finish things off here. Still a flash and a smoke for Red Canids to utilize. There's that flash. Opens up some space, but no. Urbano dodges it and gets a second onto Venom Zera. The third as well onto Cold Zera. So the Zeras are gone. 4v2 now in favor of DSG. Urbano trying to do it all himself. And, well, he's got the fourth, not the last. Ponter at least gets that trade. Picks up the dualies off the ground. The problem for Ponter is that there's no bomb on his back. It was dropped all the way in the canals, and 3 players are watching right now.
Yeah, I mean, these not usually ideal fights for the dualies either, at least not at that range. Hooligan's Jota typically going to be very difficult, and in fact, he's thinking, where can I find something else?
Yeah.
I think that's the right decision, but I don't think it's going to help him win the round. No armor either for him to work with, and Barton will actually steal that one away. Fantastic round for Urbano.
40 seconds left, though. As mentioned, they do like to take their time on the Red Canids, using every second on the clock. Guessing here, yeah, okay, they're going to go off Cold Zera's pick here. Urbano's gone. Jota waiting behind Pillar. He's got the MP9 that can do a lot of damage if Venom Zera's not careful. In fact, they're just going to fall off of this and go back towards the B site. 20 seconds left. They don't even have a frag into the site itself. Still 2 players left. This is exceptionally risky for the Red Canids. Util's on point, but they need to be good with the shots too. They will get one on SHC, but Levi's still standing, and Levi only gets one as well. There is time to plant the bomb, but players are coming to close the gap very quickly. Barton is one of those players trying to get a headshot and does. 2v2.
Jota needs to be the next to take contact. Barton ensuring that there's nobody scaling in through behind him. Venom Zera might be caught, actually. This is a little scary. Yeah, back turn, and it's a freebie for Jota. Zera's low, and the swinging with the SMG is good for it. Jota with a couple. Look at the reactions that they've pulled out. I mean, this is DSG making a ton of investments, putting a ton of utility, and now walking back a 3-man re-clear of mid in a moment. So, successful in that way. Jota gets tacked up pretty heavily on the first engagement. The bomb there, that being spotted, but no frags going either direction, at least not for that. Levi, that was over an E-box, goes down, and so they drop from the bridge and head in towards B as best they can.
Canids and Cold Zera get a couple, but there's 2 back immediately from DSG. Another 2v3 post-plant retake from DSG, and they get the first again. 2v2. Venom Zera lit down to 26, but Canids does save his life, and that's up to Barton, who is going to be coming from Palace here. Barton creeping his way out from the smoke. Both players for DSG decide to commit into Con around E-box. So this is going to be difficult for Barton, I'd say. He probably has to clear up both of them, and they're just tucked in so far. He gets the first, the second, not going to happen. Venom Zera secures the first round for the Canids.
Something over there on B could be perfect. In fact, they're going to commit to B. This seems immature, but all good.
Absolutely all good when you hit shots like that. Jota and Urbano are still waiting here. Urbano, what a shot from him onto Cold. Drops trying to close the gap, and that's actually Venom Zera who takes care of Urbano. Jota, the last one on the site, and he is cleaned out as well. So this will probably be a save for DSG, although Barton's close, so he's going to try and see if he can get something, and he does. Spams through the smoke as well, but he just needs his teammate. I think that's just a mission to do damage, and that's it.
Yeah, he's getting out of there. I really thought that,
despite, you know, popping their heads around those corners for some aggression previously, are actually playing pretty passively here, aside from the player who was in E-box, just peeked around into canals, but a smoke was blocking his vision, so he fades off momentarily. Here comes Levi, though. There's this timely aggression that could come through. And what a flashbang from Barton Levi! The 3K cow is punter and drop gone. Cold Zera gets one back, but it's a 4v2 for DSG off of a phenomenal play.
Venom Zera is going to have to do some significant heavy lifting. Cold is trying to force his way through a smoke right now in E-box, or excuse me, in camera. Get into the mix with Barton, and oh, that spacing's pretty rough for Jota. It's going to allow them to get a bomb plant. The remaining 2 CTs coming through camera, and that smoke blown open. Cold's going to get the double, but Jota trades. Jota might have missed a opportunity to trade earlier on, but he's recovered very nicely.
Between Drop and Barton, but no, Drop is not going to commit here. He just falls back, waits for his teammates to get into position. Urbano gone. Cowes finds the headshot. 5v4. They're trying to pinch in now. Drop will be important, but his teammates are falling. Barton gets 2 with the MP9, and Drop still hasn't made his way towards that site.
He's got to get going. He's got to get moving. Nobody's watching him. He's got the timing right now. Missed shot from Cold. He's got a rifler right next to him in the form of Ponter. Drop still misses the mark, but a fast trade's going to make it not so big a deal.
That's one of those, it works out, but doesn't look good on the Red Canids side, especially for Drop, who just never could really activate. Anyway, Ponter with 2. He's holding the right angle here, but Levi's going to hit the quick off shot. Cold Zera gets the immediate trade. Now he knows exactly where Levi is. Flashbang tossed. Another one on the way, and Cold Zera will clutch out the 1v2. He has looked hot to kick things off here on Anubis. For sure. And we've seen that's the reason why. I mean, you nailed it right on the head there, Vincent. That's why they've had so many inconsistencies and these results that are unpredictable, because you can't rely on individual efforts to get you across the finish line. You need better chemistry. You need to know exactly where your teammates are playing. Rotations have to be on point, and that just hasn't been the case, at least not yet. Again, they've got new additions, so it's going to take time. Anyway, Levi gets the opener here for DSG. Cow has gone, and Drop's taking damage as well, so this is not looking good in the early moments for Red Canids.
It's a spot that Cowes has gotten exposed in a couple of times. Anytime DSG actually fight towards mid, Cowes has usually come out the worst for it. Credit over to DSG for that. Another set of utility being tossed in for E-Box. So Red Canids, a lot of success in that area. Ponter kind of the secondary guy who's going to be taking that initiative. He can't find success, and Urbano swings in. Cold with a missed shot, and the second attempt a little bit better, but 2 HP ain't much, and SHZ relieves him of that health. Takes it from him quickly on. Venom CR with a 1v4.
Oh, nice nade.
Very nice nade. Barton's tagged down. Bomb recoverable. But Jota has just repositioned into a very strong one. Back over towards that.
That's a really good smoke.
Did he mean it? That's incredible.
That's intentional. Yeah. It's a beautiful smoke. And Jota doesn't care. He just ego peeks it and takes care of Venom Zera.
And why hasn't it? Well, Cal is really struggling on those entries you were talking about, right? You know, a big deal. Levy gonna have a chance. Oh, he doesn't even see him. That's just a little bit of a mistake from Levi. Unfortunately, Cold Zera has the advantage on that swing, on that peak. Takes him without even being on his screen.
So that's the opener that the Red Canids were hoping for. See if they can build off of it. And they will. Venom Zera, a follow-up onto Urbano. Now the B side is very light. Shota getting a response, though. And then SHG finding Drop. That's surprising. I mean, look, 3v3 now. 2 unanswered frags for DSG. 57 seconds left, and okay, Ponter is going to get that trade finally here towards the B side. So that opens up the space, but again, the bomb has to be corralled and brought over to this site.
Biggest difference, though, is Cow's positioning. Yeah. I know that Jota's being careful, but this should just be supreme. Wow. Crazy timing, Cowes. That is unlucky, my friend. He still joins up with Ponter. Still, they're going to have the bomb into a good location. They get it crossed, and now they're going to get it planted. It's still a 2v3.
I mean,
just been heard.
Yeah, DSG doesn't want to go for this, though, right? Their money's not great. The op is just too valuable of a piece on the board right now to throw away. Jota's past it. That means he'll get information here should they make some noise. I think Cold made a little bit of noise out of the reach, or excuse me, out of the range of Jota, and there's the opener for Jota. If he tries falling back, he'll be in trouble. The smoke thrown. Flashbang as well, and in fact, he jumps right on over and is safe. 5v4 in favor of DSG. Look at Venom Zera, though. Space gained here. If he gets this frag onto Levi, that's big. There's the first. Barton's the next challenge for him. Jota trying to support. Great flashbang. Utility sailing in for Red Canids. They build up around that opening frag, and they're all here just like that.
Barton should have no idea. Big miss there from Cold. And Jota takes them all. 3 frags and the 4K on the round with the opener and the closer. Just as much as this CT side can really be too reliant on individuals, the fact that they have the individuals means that any CT side can just be turned immediately.
True. This one, maybe not. Barton gets 2. Cold 1 back. Ponter trying to creep through that smoke, and he's immediately erased. So, I mean, a 4v2, full control of bomb site B. Cowes misses his chance to strike on Jota. He's got coldzera right by his side. They're going to have to work together and hit some nutty headshots to work their way back in. There's the first, but it's all down to Cowes now because coldzera has found a bullet right to his dome. Cowes? Probably not going to be able to do this, and almost definitely not now. There he goes. Levi finds the frag, and DSG are in the lead.
I love this decision from Jota. Smoke comes out in camera. He just tries to get up close. coldzera should have the line. And there it is. And now they can execute towards A. Cold actually grabs another. He doesn't wait. It's important because now there's no longer 2 prongs to this attack. It's just going to be the rest of these guys through A main. Urbano with a fantastic entry. Make it double. He's got 2. And I thought there might be an issue with just 1 prong. That's not the case.
Red Canids now to make a decision. Are they going for this or not? Whipping the spray is cold, but he pulls out the pistol to finish the job, and Ponter Sports at a perfect time to get the last 2 players. Well done for the Red Canids on the retake. Finally getting around on their belts here on their CT side. And looks like he doesn't want to tussle anymore in that direction. In the meantime, DSG are going to the right side. I mean, the A side only has 1 player right now. It is Venom's era. Flashbang comes in. Venom's got the util out as well. He is wiped out by Barton, and now the forces can charge on forward, trying to take this site. Good nade from Drop takes Jota down to 4, and then, in fact, finishes him off with another one picked up off the ground, or maybe that was Venom throwing the first one. Anyway, either way, Levi is going to get a shot on back, and this site should still be taken, and another one through the smoke onto Ponter.
And I went over the top of that lurk smoke, and Levi, how about a third, my friend? Domination once they get towards the site itself. DSG proving a statement type of round. Now they look to maybe exploit that. Cowes pushing forward. SHC on the other side. Playing sort of a back and forth game. SHC, this crazy timing.
Oh.
He doesn't see anything before he gets sidelined.
And I mean, Jota's trying to activate quickly off of that. Urbano supports him, but Cowes comes back for 2 more. The lone rifle is doing it all. We highlighted Cowes earlier on, saying how important he is getting those opening duels. Well, he gets that here, and then Venom's era completely overlooked at pillar. Levi gone. Barton, the last one, and Venom's era turns around as he hears the footsteps and says, "See ya later, Barton." I mean, you highlighted earlier, Vincent. Individual efforts can make the difference for the Red Canids on their CT side, and Cowes, I mean, there's only one way to describe that, and that's ridiculous. Highlight real play from 1 player. Levi is going to get 1 here onto Cowes, but Cowes from the grave gets the nade frag onto Levi, so returns the favor down to a 4v4. So even when he's not alive, Cowes is still doing damage.
Yeah, gives himself up a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
Levi crept up into E-box, but you know, you'll take that. Big mid gap right now. DSG about to find that out. That being said, Venom's era on the lookout. Active just yet in this position in camera, but he's got some support. That flashbang is going to get him activated. And that information with that shot going to give them a little bit more. They go back towards B. And man, not enough, it seems, to hold back from E-box. Still dropping the sight. Could have something big, but gets double swung. Love that timing for DSG.
I'm not even certain that Venom's era or Cold are going to go for this, and they're not. Back to the A site, on for the save.
I'm probably going to be giving up a 12th round to DSG. That's the way that things would look if they cannot take a victory here. And Cowes keeps eating that same nade.
Great aggression coming through from the Red Canids to get a couple here. Venom's era does a lot of damage to Barton. Can't finish him off, but someone will, and yeah, that's someone's drop. Well done from the Red Canids. They just up the tempo here immediately at the beginning of the round, and while SHC does get one, Cow has dinked him. So he's the walking wounded. No bomb either. Should be confirmed by the Red Canids. The bomb is towards Canals, right outside of A main. Either way, that is a fantastic opener and finish here from Red Canids. Ponter waiting here at B. Both rifles for DSG are in this direction. They're trying to pincer in towards B side. In fact, not even a pincer. They're just all going to go in towards B main. And Ponter says, okay, well, thank you very much. I will take that 3K to the bank. And a quad kill comes through as well. Barton, last one standing in a 5v1. They were absolutely dismantled. No damage taken by Ponter either.
Yeah, that's a matter of just kind of looking to fight towards pillar, and Ponter swinging on the timing is perfect. That's nobody looking at him. Everyone's turning for flashes that are meant to pop to blind him, but they don't pop yet.
Hanging around Canals. I just don't see a path to a bomb plant here at all, honestly.
No, it's one flashbang. Gonna send him into E-box. There it goes.
What?
Okay. That flash, very successful.
There's
and a little bit of a traffic jam for Cowes. That's how you get the bomb plant. A little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, a lot of a mistake and a very effective flash coming through there. The Glock singing here for DSG. Now they got a couple of rifles in their hands. There's a good nade, and it'll finish off Urbano. So he can't deploy the rifle any further. I think Jota's trying to get it back, and he does. Problem is, now the bodies are coming through from the Red Canids, and that lack of armor is going to hurt a lot. Here comes Jota, who gets one. Coldzera and Venom take care of a couple more, and it'll be down to Barton, who gets the spam through the smoke. Now Venomzera going to have to just stick to the defusal, throws the smoke onto it. He doesn't have time, though, because Barton spams him through it. Barton, the 1v2 clutch. He goes down for the count. Yeah. I was just going to say that Util has kind of run a little dry here for DSG because they deployed so much in the early goings. Levi misses his shot, and Venomzera capitalizes on that. It will be a 5v4. DSG are rotating back into the B side, which they feel might be cleared, but it's absolutely not. There are so many bodies here ready to receive them. Ponter being one of them who's been defending B site quite effectively, at least from that 4K. And now they're going to say, okay, hold on a second. We don't like this look, so we're going back to A. I don't know. There's so much indecision here, Vincent.
20 seconds,
I don't
too.
like this. Yeah.
This is really unsure for DSG, and I think they understand that they kind of missed the boat on that. Not the fight for Cowes to lose, though. 12 seconds. They still got to keep this going. Ponter adjusted fast enough. Drop actually the one to jump the nade on. And this is a 3-on-3. Bomb will go down, and Venomzera is already tussling with the back line of E-Box.
It just feels like the Red Canids are sometimes finding ways to lose rounds. Just positioning a little bit off on Cowes' part a couple of times. And again, it's the case here, unfortunately.
Gotta go.
Yeah, they do have to go. Like, just commit. You're all there. Try to send it. There's Drop getting the headshot onto Urbano. SHC, the last one standing now, and SHC towards me. No smoke in their way this time, Vincent. They learned their lesson, and they will get the frag and the defusal. Red Canids do indeed.
It's a tough time for them. Oh, that spells a little bit of hope and prayer. Cow is overwhelmed. Ponter still in defense and still alive. He can fall back into street. Should allow a bomb plant as soon as Jota gets onto the site proper.
Oh, no, maybe not. Nice nade thrown onto Urbano by Drop. So Levi, well, okay, there's the bomb plant, but still, I mean, a 4v2 instead of a 4v3. That's a missed molly, too. Uh-oh. This makes it even more difficult for DSG to hang on to the bomb site. Coldzera spots Levi over the top of the smoke as it fades. Levi still gets that, and so does Jota. 4v2 down to a 2v2 and a missed incendiary thrown. It's all falling apart again for the Red Canids. Venomzera down to a 1v2, gets the first, needs the last, he finds it. What a messy round for the Red Canids on the retake, but they still find a way to get the round.
This time it's a little bit more methodical, a little bit more stable for DSG.
That's a nice flash. Yeah, Drop's blinded twice here. Oh my goodness, finally recovers, but he's had to give up all of that space over on A.
They're hearing him.
Yeah. Nice shot from Cold. Stays alive. No damage taken. His teammates suppose. Oh my goodness, he misses a shot there and 2 missed off that flashbang. He should have had those twice. Oh my goodness. Cowes drop and Ponter trying to come back in here. There's a nade from Cowes. Feels like it's going to be another messy finish. Red Canids trying to get that final round they need to win here on Anubis, but Urbano gets one traded on back. Barton makes it a 1v2, and it will be overtime here, Vincent, as we go on Anubis.
Classic Red Canids adjustment.
I don't know. Feels like DSG might be able to do this right now. Good Molotov thrown, and once that chaos comes in, I feel like DSG gain the advantage, unless we get a great individual effort. In fact, it's everyone popping off here on the defense for the Red Canids, getting 3 frags combined, and Cowes finding the 2K, leaving only Levi standing. So despite the chaos that was sown there, especially that Molotov thrown towards back site, it doesn't pan out. Oh, yeah, there we go. For a moment, I was getting ready to call a crazy sequence for Levi, but it doesn't happen, and Red Canids do indeed find that 13th. I mean, I think it's a smart decision for DSG to reroute back to the B site just in a different direction, because they don't know if there's a nade towards A, and if there is, 3 players could die from it, you know, if they're in the wrong spot. So trying to go to B main, still going to be difficult for them. 20 seconds left. Ponter gets 1, a second. I mean, they're softened targets, and Ponter's just farming away. 3K for him. Barton and Levi, the last 2 standing. The op is worth saving. Barton gets 1 onto Cowes, needs the follow-up, can't find it. Ponter is on for the ace. Will he get it? Hopefully peek around the corner to try and find it. No ace, but the round is belonging to the Red Canids. Even without that frag, DSG ran out of time.
I think the sheer amount of utility that's just been pushed back might give DSG an early warning sign.
I mean, I guess it doesn't, but they win the first fight. Bolzera gets the follow-ups, though. No third. Levi shuts him down, but it's a 3v3 headed in towards this site, and now Red Canids will have the reinforcements arriving for drop. Still a lot of time left here for DSG to reroute themselves towards that B site if they want to. Levi stays posted up, looking at heaven. If Cowes is around this corner, probably Levi gets this, but he's in a common spot, so maybe Cowes gets that quick headshot from the AK if he catches Levi on a bad timing, but he doesn't. Levi hits that, and now the bomb has arrived.
Really hate that Cowes is looking to swing there. His start of information, though, DSG just fully cut down. Ooh, a little scary. Vision acquired. Ponter's arrived. He's going to drop just into the site. Ponter now set up for the 1v3. He's low, but it's up against Levi. Shot anywhere to the body, it won't matter.
He's got a smoke and a flash.
Same true for DSG. He's got the kit in as well. Taking his time about this. He's got no idea where Levi's located. There's that smoke going down into the bomb, though. Now he's just got to track it through and just needs a bullet. All he needs is a bullet.
There's no way!
He gets it off a 1v3. Levi cannot find him. Not with the Glock, the op, the knife. Nothing is successful. And Red Canids take 3 straight rounds in OT.
Ooh, Drops is going to push this and play contact, or are they going to flash him out? I'd imagine a flash is coming through here for him if he wants to push through the smoke, because there's players on the other side, Jota and Levi. Jota hits the first onto Cowes, and Drop not even get that flash. He just falls off completely. That is not the way the Red Canids drew that one up. It actually feels like an A finish to me the whole time that was going on, and surprisingly DSG don't realize it. They've still got Levi posted up aggressively, but I think that he's dead if a flashbang is thrown effectively here, which you'd imagine it should be. No way Venom Zera peeks out a flash from Cold here. Here we go. Cold, gonna throw the smoke first. There's the flash, and Levi should be dead. No, he survives for now. There he goes. Venom Zera, the frag. 18 seconds left. They still have to deal with Barton, but another flash comes in. It's not enough, at least for the first 2 players. Finally, they get the trade, but they're now in a man disadvantaged situation trying to plant this bomb. It will go down, though.
Oh, really fast feint for Jota. His shot for Cold. Ponter's going to need another 1v3, but it's not even close to be completed. The Red Canids, they need 1 round, but they won't get that one. A little bit more traditional mid-utility being tossed in order to scale in that direction. Levi, again, just really alone, but this time he hits the shot. Doesn't wait for Red Canids to take the initiative. He takes it himself.
SHZ and Urbano stacked up here over at E-Box. 31 seconds left. Cold clearing the space for the op. Here come the flashes. They're not good. SHZ gets 3? What? Off that? That's... I don't even know. Cold Zera is going to get one back. Just there was no second layer to that attack for the Red Canids. It was just, hey, everyone just push out and hope that you can get that frag, and it just doesn't happen. Should have been a player putting pressure on the other side of it. But
I think they want to run this back, make it right.
I don't know why.
Anyway, overtime number 2. Yeah, I mean, that one looked even worse, to be honest.
Urbano, opener, Jota. Follow-up after Venom Zera gets one, and a missed shot from Cold is not going to make his life any easier as he's down to 15 HP. Jota just needs to hit one shot. He doesn't. Nice peek from Cold Zera to bring it down to a 3v3. Ponter looking for something towards that B site. Does he find it? Well, it gets damage done. Smoke going to get tossed forward. This is already a much better look to the Red Canids on their T side than any of the previous 3 rounds, just taking their time. Looking for the space. Oh, SHC is in trouble. No, he still gets that shot onto Cold, and he heard the footsteps from Cowez, and he swings around to find Cowez. Even when the early to mid round looks good for the Red Canids, they fall apart as they try to get towards that site, and then typically don't activate too quickly, although we did see them quicker in one of those rounds in overtime, and this one looks like they're going to be here before the minute mark even hits. Urbano gets the first one, traded by Venom, but Levi is good for another, and a follow-up too. Levi just popping off with that AWP, makes the 3K look easy, and DSG have a 17th. Yeah, Levi in particular, I mean, that's a highlight reel play. There's the nade damage onto the Red Canids. They're trying to go fast again, but DSG are just denying them at every single turn. Barton this time activating. Cowes walks into sight trying to find the trade, and they do. It takes so many nades and bullets, but finally getting that. Maybe they'll crack through and get this site. They do find an advantage here. A man edge game, but they've still got SHC, who's been so lethal in overtime, but Cowez finally puts him down. It's all up to Jota in a 1v3 clutch, and he won't do it. Cowez a 3K, and the Red Canids salvage at least one. Wants an opening duel. Oh, the util's out here. This is dangerous. Levi was about to come around that corner. Now the smoke actually connects on him, I believe, and does a little bit of damage. There was a nade as well. Cold Zera waits, holds. Misses. Levi won't get a second chance, though, because Cold will capitalize on his incendiary toss, but there is the nade towards Cold Zera. Space retaken by Venom Zera. So a 4v4 with the Red Canids still holding on to control of this A site, and they force DSG off of it. Urbano and Barton coming in from E-Box. Ponter. Smoke gonna get tossed for B main, and he gets deleted instantly. Cowes needs to come out huge, and he only gets one. That is not enough. 2v3 retake on for the Red Canids. Nade will sail through. Does it do damage? No, not really. Urbano's been huge. Now he's towards back site. Drop, clearing exactly that angle. Overlooks pillar a little bit, and that's enough for Urbano to get the 4K, and Barton finishes the job. So no clean sweep this time.
A little bit of a timing that was caught. 57 seconds and counting. That smoke that Venom Zera has just deployed. Quite bothersome for the T's. They're just going to flash through it. Fantastic flashbang. The layer of utility there is wonderful. And now Cold Zera is going to have to rely on his aim to bail him out. He gets his one, but close range, that's about all you could have hoped for.
Well, this one looks over now. I mean, that's a nice little spray down from SHC, dropping Cowes to 22 HP. Jota, aggressive posturing towards A main. SHC probably has both of these if Levi doesn't get them. And Levi's just going to take care of everything. He's got two. Cal is the last one standing, and this one is over. DSG have gotten that first map off the Red Canids, Vincent. So, yeah, if the trend continues, unfortunately for the Red Canids, it means they won't be able to get this one, Vincent.
Yeah, and it's not good losses either. Like
No.
So we'll see what goes on. Might be a way to change that though. Start on the T side, obviously not ideal, but this is a T side that is capable, as we've been talking about. First kill is a go. Barton falls, and SHZ climbs up the ladder before getting spotted, though Venom Zero might have gotten a look.
I'm not sure. They're going to try and reroute here. Around the outside, wrap towards heaven. SHC has already vacated the premises. He's waiting for exactly this to come through, but can't hit his shots. Venom Zera good for it. Now Red Canids have the two-man edge. Should just be storming into the bomb site, but as it stands, they are waiting a little bit longer. No util available to them. So it's just going to be contact taken, and yeah, they're going to reroute to B. This is the right call.
Yeah, I mean, the remaining 3 DSG members are actually on A, so this will work. I made a really careful round, and Red Canids take it. I'm saying take it because I don't know how DSG can realistically get back down here. They're going to have to move together, somewhat of a unit.
Save their guns or just go into a play that's unfavorable. Here it's going to be a save on the pistol for DSG. They want to keep that armor up and running for what will be a force buy in this next one. Smoke sail in. Cawez, a little bit of damage done. Barton waiting on the other side as well. Oh, now he's going to hear that. Barton absolutely knows that Cawez is coming. Making no secret of it. And Cawez still wins the fight. Oh, goodness. I mean, 5 HP. Not the cleanest, and it gets traded as a result, but now the reinforcements are going to arrive. It is the lighter buy on the other side for DSG, but those MP9s can really chew through you quickly.
It's also a lot of resistance that's posted down there on B. That's changing, though. Then Urbano back up. SHZ stays down. Jota's still around. Very common angle, though. Surely to be checked. Surely to be checked. Not going to be checked. Jota takes a freebie. I mean, Mitchell's dead? Yeah, there we go. No support was coming, but into Levi's crosshair. And there's more help here. Urbano's available. He's going to grab his. Flank coming from Dora, but he gets out. Levi another, and now it's on to Ponter.
Yep, we're back to it again. Messi executes from the Red Canids where things don't look good, and Ponter is going to get one back. The problem is SHG is waiting for him at the bottom of the vent, and that's exactly where he goes. Freebie upgrade for SHG as well. Trades early on here as the Red Canids try to blitz in towards the A site, but they're still not on the winning side of it until Ponter gets that frag. Even then, I mean, you look at the HP and both teams kind of in precarious spots. Maybe more so DSG because they have to retake into this one. But they have the util, and that frag from Barton makes things a lot simpler because Ponter is on one singular point of health. If a nade sails in next to him, he's dead. Jota eats a nade, speaking of which, but there is said nade on the way back. Ponter's dead. Cold Sarah, the last one standing, and now his position, at least behind him, has been mollied out, and he is gone to get two, actually. Levi and Barton find that, but finally he falls by the wayside, and it will be a defusal.
A little scary, but I mean, Cold doing Cold Zero things. I talked about, you know, a lot of criticisms. Well, the whole time he's always been good on these clutch moments, and he nearly pulls that one off again.
I mean, it's already looking like a pretty poor start for them on their T side, though. Unless they can get the blitz to work here again. They're going to try for it. Ponter and Venom Zera get a couple of frags. Urbano and SHZ are gone. 5v3 just like that. And I think DSG are gone. I think they're going to leave. Yeah. What an execute coming through from the Red Canids.
It's happened twice now. I feel like there's a little bit of a gap right now in the DSG defense that Red Canids have isolated twice over.
2 AKs, 2 M4s from the previous round, the AWP in coldzera's hands, which has been effective on numerous occasions. We already saw it on Anubis, but it wasn't enough to get them that map under their belts. VenomZera gets the opener. SHZ, the molly frag onto Ponter, and VenomZera's retreating back towards T-spawn now.
And you never see that these days. 100-0 with a CT molly. I'm not sure what Ponter was doing after they got the door kill, but he was hanging out in the fire a little too long. Got comfy in there. A bit of activity towards ramp. Jota takes the place of Levi, who was there previously. Levi heading down towards B. Oh my goodness. Levi had the angle on that, and Cowis just devastates him.
Okay. Red Canids do have a player down towards that B site, waiting for the reinforcements to arrive, but DSG have realized what's going on. They do have the disadvantage in terms of manpower, so they're going to need to be good. Probably need 2 immediately before a frag comes back in return. Dropping cold, walking into the crosshair of Jota and Barton. Jota speeding out attention, doesn't realize that Barton is here as does drop, and coldzera at least gets that trade. So no 2K just yet, but yeah, VenomZera is quite low. Are they just going to readjust towards the A site is the question. Well, they don't have really a lot of time to do that. If they do want to, it has to happen now, and it doesn't. Jota, frag onto Cowes, can't get the second onto Cold, who is going to be down to a 1v1 scenario here up against Urbano.
Urbano making the slow crawl down the vent. He's been known, at least towards main, earlier into the round. That's where he got his 1 kill. coldzera, though, a fantastic reposition. He doesn't get any sight, no vision acquired, but the kit in Urbano's hands. And I think Urbano very likely to overlook any inkling of ramp, and he does.
And deteriorating on their execute, he's one to pull it on back. And as you mentioned, just really a phenomenal adjustment there going towards that ramp. Now they go again back into this blitz, and as you mentioned, there is a big gap here that continues to be exploited by the Red Canids. They get the first 2, and DSG don't really have anyone else here. A missed nade isn't going to help the Red Canids in this situation, but again, I don't think it matters. Pretty sure DSG are saving.
They gotta. I mean, it's either save or just give up the next round as well. Because if you don't win it, then you're going to be in trouble. What an adjustment from coldzera. Now, this is one of those moments talked about, you know, feels like he can hit anything and then miss some of the easiest ones. And that's one of those cases. I saw that on Anubis. Well, unfortunately, DSG getting the worst of it all. They lose basically everyone, and they're probably going to have to save next round.
Yeah, they need to fix whatever's happening towards that A site, because they are getting abused. Not going the way it started, let's say, because it was 4-1 in their favor until Red Canids started to really inflict their will here on this map. Ponter's walking through the smoke. He's got the flashbang as well. This time he won't get through. Finally, a bit of a shutdown here towards the A site by DSG, but it wasn't the blitz that they shut down. It was just that one player flashed out in Ponter.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Red Canids taking that space back. Drop is very clearly reacting in order to get back into yard, and he's super deep. Not known yet by DSG either how deep Drop could be. They're giving it like a little bit of a look, but nobody's really got their eyes on this, and as Jota goes down, now things get problematic because Barton's got to start moving. I think he's just seen Drop. But that's going to keep him here, keep him alive, and Drop doesn't have to commit to this fight. Now they can just scale towards B, whilst Barton is dealing with the other side of this attack. Fantastic push and pull for Red Canids as they get the bomb planted, and they have entirely separated DSG.
Yeah, I mean, Drop's still getting frags in the periphery, right? Onto Urbano there. And then coldzera finds SHZ and Levi with the Tech 9. This has been a very strong performance from the Red Canids since they've been able to get their second chance at the gun round. coldzera finishes off the last. That's Barton. 3K for him. And the Red Canids have a 6-4 lead. Wants a quick one. Then a fadeaway back towards the site. Misses the shot, so now I have to fade away without finding that frag. And eats a nade and a follow-up as well. Levi's gone just off of the util that could activate the red Canids in towards the A side. And I don't even think it matters where they go at this point because they just found that frag into ramp. This map is their oyster. They are just cruising along. Although, Jota overlooked completely. Trigger discipline paying off for one. Does he get a second? Well, SHC did. Thing is, Jota will only get one for himself, and that means the B side is taken.
And the problem with that position is there's nowhere to like fall back to or isolate fights. Not once they're already in double door, and Venom Sarah's making life impossible for SHC. Feel like DSG probably feel like they have to go for this. What a frag from Urbano. Fantastic adjustment, but SHC is so far away. So late to this, too late, in fact. He's timed himself out of this round, and Urbano knows it. Both fall back, and they planted Astralis. SHG could be dead if... Okay, he's got out. The bomb, not the threat that I was worried about, but Venom Zera, he's certainly a real threat too. Now is in a very forward position. They have not at all really had to utilize Yard all that much. Oh, it's disgusting. Calaz, that one should have been his. Poncho takes a lot of damage, but he's able to survive. Continuing forward. Oh, hello, and goodbye to Jota. Both up in heaven. Both tagged up. That could be dicey, but it's okay.
Full control here for the red Canids. Barton is dead. One way or another. There he goes. Venom Zera takes care of business, and the red Canids.
Important to keep it moving if things do go wrong.
Okay, Jota, what a ripper of an opener, just holding the angle. Cowes peeks into his gun and gets absolutely shredded. Drop gets the response onto Jota, though, so it should settle down here. And not quite. SHC a couple with the dualies. Could even get a third here. What is Poncho looking at? Barton finds that, and Levi gets cold all of a sudden, just with that pistol round victory.
Red Kids forced back in. She had a force that was successful in the first half, so keep an open mind. She's forced her way through Squeaky into the Molotov. Dropped on with the nade as well, but what a shot from SHZ. This one's looking pretty set in stone for me.
Oh, yeah. And they were planted. Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter where DSG exit from, somebody's likely to go down. It's looking like Poncer's probably the one under the microscope. Jesus.
That's massive damage from Poncer. Didn't expect him to be able to transfer for... We'll see if this will flitter out or if it will materialize into something. Urbano gets one. Poncer the trade, and then the follow-up on the SHC was just trying to creep through that smoke. I don't think he realized he was exposed when he was. Now, still working it from the back of the site is Cowes. Drop makes it a 1v2. Barton is on 19 HP. Can he get this done is the question. I don't think so, and he doesn't. The red Canids don't even have to wait until the gun rounds start. They win it here on the Force. Opener for Levi. Cowes gone. Not a bad start for DSG. They just got that AK off of the Force buy, but now they've upgraded to an A1S. Thing is, they've lost the AK now. Levi spotted up by Drop and Cold to set up a lethal crossfire. Barton holding the credit card. And does the damage? Will he get the frag? No. Jota should, but it's Urbano who will actually take care of Drop. 3v3, but it feels like just with the firepower available here and the gap in terms of the engagements, that the red Canids should be okay. But there has been a bit of a pause put on the round by DSG, and that won't matter either.
It's just no way to reasonably recover the rifles that were on the ground either. That's the other frustration point. Urbano's already low. Venom Sierra would have even if he needed help and available there. Ponter had his back.
DSG onto the pistols. They eat a nade. They eat the bullets. Urbano does get one, but I don't think they'll be able to get that gun. I mean, it's being guarded here by Venom Zera, who's going to toss a nade forward, and he blows the gun in his direction. I love that little detail. That's really clever from Venom Zera.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I was already down on B, so chances of a bomb plant seem also pretty far from reason.
Yeah, this one should be done okay. Cow has a nice little tap. DSG just delaying the inevitable at this point. Drop, closes the gap. He's got the MP9. Okay, SHC, there's one. Jota creeps up closer. Incendiary tossed. Cowes, does he realize how close Jota's gone? Okay, I take it all back. I said they're delaying the inevitable, but now they get a bomb plant here. Cold is going to take care of SHC, and in the end, yes, they do delay the inevitable, but a bomb plant comes through, which will help their economy in the following round.
Their nuke T side not terrible by any means, as nuke T sides go. More iconic duo. Red Canids standing in Molotovs.
No kidding. Off again. Cowes still gets the opener despite all that Molotov damage that comes through here. And now Urbano could have the jump on Ponter. Ponter doesn't die, which is good. He managed to fade off. But what's bad is the space taken by DSG could be devastating in this round for the Red Canids, as no one is here to receive them on the B site. Despite being a 5v4 post plant, they want damage, and that nade is only going to do a little bit of it.
Yeah, put on notice. That smoke is horrible for Red Canids, especially when Cowes is right behind it. He's not got the health to actually deal with that. They're going to have to wait for the rest of the team to get back into position. Cold's op and Ponter going to head in from ramp. And the rest of the squad in another direction. You got Decon open, but Cowes dunked on. That's HZ, a fantastic post-plant position. And Cold Zera just with a fadeaway escape with the op. Drop will grab another one, but he's dead to the bomb. So Cold Zera only maintains his AWP. There's the first round for DSG, the first gun round that we've seen.
Only Cold Zera walks out of that round with the AWP, who's having quite a map for himself at 16-6. There will be enough money here available to him to get the buy-up. Smoke block there, although I'm not sure how much of a difference that's going to make.
Yeah, I don't think it matters all that much. Okay. Levi unfortunately loses his life as Cold breaks up with the smoke. And Drop gets SHZ, who I don't even think he was like trying to push through. I think it was just fully through smoke.
Yeah.
Call that one lucky. The Barton's left outside. And then Jota and Urbano both creep their way down. They have the bomb here, but Ponter's got an inkling.
There's the first for Jota. Two players coming down ramp. I think that nade's going to get eaten by Drop. It does get eaten, and he goes down to 7 HP. Lucky to be alive here. Bomb planted by Urbano. This is a 5v3, remember, folks. Red Canids could be down to even numbers soon. And again, they don't really have great post-plant positioning. The util's not really there. Trade comes through from Barton and Cowes. That's going to help. Venom Zera settles things down. Now the last one standing is Jota. Do they overlook him? He's in observation. They can't find the frag just yet, and he finds one. There we go. Drop the instant trade. That's enough time for a defusal. And Red Canids will not let the 5v3. Jota the opener, Venom Zera the trade though, and more gets a 2K. Cowes dropping Levi. It could all end here, although Jota has something to say at least before potentially seeing the last of Nuke with that headshot. Down to 12 HP, and this lobby lurk from Ponter could be the clinching factor. But SHG's watching for it, and he will get that headshot. It's all down to Cold. We've seen him get these 1v2s before, but he has to be positioned in the right spot. He's trying to guess right at this point.
Well, he guesses towards ramp, and that one's wrong. Smoke tossed out as if they want to drop vent, but actually they're just going to commit to A proper. Might be more ideal for Cold, though. He's got a kit. And flashbang. True for all three. Knows that Jota's low, so he tries to find that duel first. Double up. This is really smart. He knows that they're up against an op, and I think Cold really concerned about this. In fact, is he just going to save this?
Trying to activate immediately here. He's gained the space. Needs to hit the shot, and he will hit it, but it's not a frag, and he gets tagged right on back. So pretty even in terms of the HP engagement there, but there's the nade. The chaser is good. Cowes allows his team to get a 5v4 edge.
An edge, though, that doesn't necessarily guarantee much when an edge involves two MP9s, a 5.7, and a FAMAS. Very good decision for Levi just to fall back and not push through. Ponter would have had his head on the silver platter. Two smokes going out in the yards. That's a garage smoke as well as a smoke for main, but they've just passed each other. They've just passed each other, and Barton's going to pay the price. Bomb drop. Ponter surely going to be shot here in a moment, but Levi's got it all to do.
There's no way he wins it like this. This is crazy. Levi just waiting. Trigger discipline here. They're going to spot him now, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't even get a single one off of that discipline, and it will be the Red Canids closing out this map fairly easily in the 13-8 scoreline. Yes, we saw some shaky moments here and there.
They need the reverse sweep, and that's what they're looking to pull off here. JRT looked a lot better. Both of us agreeing on that one over on Nuke. Now they got to do it on Train, though, and that's a different question, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this has been a map 4-1. Just look at the stats for DSG over the last 3 months. They are quite solid here, and we're probably going to see it already in the opening pistol round. We've got 2 frags coming through. coldzera gets one back. Can he get the follow-up? Well, might be on to drop to find that as pressure's on in his direction. coldzera, though, still dancing around the bomb site, managing to take down Urbano, so a 5v3 quickly comes down to even numbers.
Recovery already started, but Cold not out of the water just yet. Heat's turned up to 11. That smoke going to alleviate some of this head pressure, but the bomb, I was about to say, could technically get back over towards Pop, but that's not the decision made. Jota's clawing back towards the site. Levi gets his, and that's on the Venom Zera. coldzera, though, still alive and kicking. With drop in from camera, there's still very real possibilities as coldzera now falling back. They're going to wait for DSG to make the next step.
DSG. Tap the bomb. Don't plant it yet, though. Drop around the corner. Finds the headshot. And coldzera may get the last. Levi does manage to find him, but Cold has done a lot of damage to Levi. Leave it down to 28. He's trying to run away and get this bomb planted towards B. Drop is hot in his tail. Levi can't plant the bomb down to dirt, so he's just going to try and take the fight up against Drop, as Drop is buying time. 20 seconds left now. Levi fading away towards the bomb site. Does duck away from the shot that Drop fires and gets the last as well. Levi, masterful maneuvering.
Levi, a chance that he took hold of and ran with. Isn't going to be necessarily over, though. coldzera on a scout. There's full forcing in here on this one. Got a FAMAS that Drop's about to put to good use here. SAC and Jota, that's a fantastic flash, but it doesn't matter. SAC blinded and still delivers the frag.
Wow. Barton trying to capitalize on that and gain some space, but for the time being, the Red Canids are holding them off. Look at these tags that Cold keeps getting. I believe he's got all 3 of Jota, Levi, and SHC with a shot from the scout. So tons of damage in the round for him. And you see that despite the fact that DSG won that pistol, they are absolutely on notice. Ponter finishes one off, Cold another. And yep, looks like the Red Canids are going to be able to bounce back here unless Levi and Barton can work together with sub 100 HP combined to pull this one back.
Yeah, and Cowens is on the flank. If that doesn't make things any worse. It's going to be a bit of time for that to activate, but they've got to try and collect the bomb as well. There's so many problems that are brewing. coldzera spotted, and great little angle that he can work from. Ponzer does more damage onto Barton, and now it's time for Canids to activate for the closer.
Nice nade. Levi takes a bit of damage off of that one, down to 69. Canids, pressure's on here towards T-Con, and he loses the duel against Urbano. Drop. Hoping for a trade, but he's got a lot to look at here between Popdog and T-Con. Needs to divide his attention, which could cost him, but now he's got the support of coldzera, so he should be okay to fade off a little bit. Back to the bomb site. As DSG have just put their foot on the brakes for now. Slowly approaching from Ivy. I think Ponter's got an advantage here.
On the first one, sure. He's in trouble when there's 3.
Oh.
And wow, what a clear. SHZ says advantage, what advantage? Really methodical for DSG now. They have all of the pieces in the right place to slowly clear out A. Fantastic flashbang. Drop's going to fall. And now it's about a save for VenomZera and coldzera. That's incredible.
That's beautiful. Not only that, you know, by backing away from camera here, he gives up all that space into Ivy. So it's going to be difficult for them to realize where those DSG players are going to go. Levi doesn't get anything done there, and Ponter finds a second. Canids locates Urbano, and now a 4v2 materializes. SHC tries to bring it back, and now it's up to Barton, and a 1v2. Is they going to connect? No. coldzera dodges it, so still 2 players left for Barton to find with 25 seconds on the clock and no bomb control, but he still gets cold. Venom, last one standing, but he's heard the footsteps, decides to play it safe for now, and it's the right decision because he catches Barton with his back turned, and Red Canids will get a round back.
Post a double in a very difficult position. That's lovely stuff from Ponzer. It's the reason that Ponzer's on this team, is his capability of doing things like this.
Look at this, all out brawl towards T-Con right now. Drop gets the first, and damage continues to be done here on towards DSG. They do get a response, and another one here would be integral, but, well, they do get it. It's just a little late. That means we're still at even numbers in a 3v3. Damage continues to be done in both directions. Urbano trying to take the space, loses the duel towards Z, though. Now it's up to Levi and Barton. And only Barton. What a shot from Cold.
A tough spot for Barton to be in twice in a row now. 2, he had the best last time. Now it's a 1v3. Stays good on the first. coldzera locked on through sandwich, but there's maybe a little bit of an avenue. Ponter on the back of the site. Doesn't need to take a fight. Ponter needs to be the second contact here. Priority number 1 is get the bomb, and it's right into coldzera's crosshair that Barton swings. Almost like that side of the map doesn't exist.
It's strange because you have that new addition of the, you know, that connection in towards Long Dog, and they're not using it at all to effectively draw rotations or attention over to the other side. Drop's going to get 3 here, and the 4K as well. SHG, the last standing Drop, is in a position to find the ace here for the Red Canids. SHC spots Drop, but Drop sees the same of him. Drop spamming forward. There it is, the ace. All 5 going the way of Drop, and it's 7 on the board for the Red Canids. But instead, they just dedicate everything towards speed. To their credit, though, it is a half buy, right? They don't have all the util that they would have in a round like this, so maybe we'll get a more complex take here coming through into this round itself.
Needs to be that complex take. I'm in agreement. That's a fair point that you make. But unfortunately, Urbano already started this round at, you know, less than half HP. He's about to go down. Canids taking tons of damage for it, but I mean, you call that a win, right? 5 on 4 to start with. Levi is already low.
Well, at least they get a good take going on there between Popdog and T-Con to find a couple of frags, but you still got a lot of damage taken from Jota and Levi, and there's one of the low players gone. Ponter finds another. Barton doing work by himself, makes it a 1v2 briefly until VenomZera pulls it back. Rug pulled out from under them as the Red Canids get a 9th. And then DSG try to group up and hit a site. Look where Canids is. No one's clearing long, dog. You have to have a look here.
And how could they know? I mean, Canids has barely ever been in this position, but they've never really pushed it before. You know, occasionally they're there late, but Canids, big surprise, and it's 3 kills as he knocks him down.
And he does that really well. 13 frags on the board for him, Drop, and coldzera. On the other side, it's just, there's not much to speak of. SHC has managed to slip out here from Pop Dog, but I believe Drop has spotted him. So, and you have Ponter coming in on flank. This round is probably over anyway.
Yeah, it was just very contained. You know, they like sort of have a little bit of space, but it's
crazy to think DSG won the pistol too in the first half, and they only get 1 round after that. And it wasn't even on the conversion. It was a singular round in level 5, I believe it was. Anyway, VenomZera charging through, can't get the opener, traded by Drop. SHZ needs to be big here with the crossfire setup. They've got support from the flank as well, and in fact, this one should be going DSG's way again here on the pistol.
Tell you what DSG can do, that's win pistol rounds. coldzera alone, and Jota with some clean shots.
Ponter. Gonna peek off that flash. I mean, they're trying to burn as much util as they can off of DSG, and they've done it all, honestly. They have nothing left. How does that come through? That's just Glocks just raining down upon SHZ. Jota with the instant trade. Now Barton's gonna take care of business as well, and it's okay. They only lose 1. You know, already in a good spot, so why not send it? Give yourselves more time to take the site, then yeah, here we go. 1 minute on the clock. They're already trying to go in. An incendiary lands at their feet, but it's going to get diffused by the smoke. Barton waiting here. Oh, he's in a lot of trouble now, losing that chance at an opening duel. He only gets 1 before he's immediately traded, and Drop continues his incredible work here on train. Up to 18 frags now. Urbano and Jota just on a mission to save. What a take of B.
But it might be too little too late.
This is the same execute as we saw in the previous round, and I mean, look, this time maybe Barton's in a better spot behind the smoke. No, he gets spammed as he's watching a player drop down in front of him, and Drop gets 1 to the head of Jota as he's falling. Oh my goodness. Red Canids are just not to be stopped here. After a shaky map number 1, these last 2 have delivered as we expected of a squad that's stacked in terms of firepower.
Yeah, and the details on these executes are really looking good as well. I mean, we talked about that coming in as some of the things that Red Canids have looked good at. I know we've been pretty rough on them because of some of the ways that they've looked, especially on that Anubis. But yeah, that spam, I think a good point of just like well drilled team, where they've run that 100 times, and they kind of understand what the weaknesses potentially are, what the counter is. Urbano's the last to survive. He barely does survive. Only 1 rifle recovering.
The adjustment has made for DSG. The thing is, if they don't go A, which they still might not, the B site is exceptionally vulnerable. Only 1 player here, and he's already fading off into Z.
Yeah, the bomb's here.
Sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to say, Vincent, that this is what DSG wasn't doing, right? With their util.
No doubt. And look how isolated Urbano is. Barton gets there fast. That's very quick. Nice work from Drop, though, to cover off the Z crawl back. Bomb gonna cross. They're even waiting for SHC to walk through. They actually deny the bomb plant, but it's not gonna deny the round. Red Canids will take the victory. They top Group B.